Hello and welcome back to Yay Basketball, the 100th episode.
Let's go.
We made it.
Monday, April 17th, 2023. Recording live from the Yay Studio. I am your host and producer, Michael Padilla. Along with me today, I have one, Bob Aldrett.
Hello!
As well as one, Justin Moore.
Hello!
And of course, Trey Dishner.
Hello!
Yes!
Well done, gentlemen. Good job on this episode 100. Thank you so much for
should have
being here
harmonized.
today, everybody. I do appreciate it. We all appreciate
Dang
it.
it.
Thank you. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, rate 5 stars, share with friends, and follow us at Yay_basketball on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Add me on the ground.
Last week, we played over-under, head-to-head 20 questions, made some playoff predictions, got a special visit from Santa Bob's, and played a new game called the YB Mystery Game, which really didn't go the way I wanted it to, but it was still fun.
They tried to get me.
Yeah, we did. But go check that out if you have not already. Now, this is a very special episode 100. We're never going back to double digits. Triple digits for the rest of Yay Basketball's life. Very
even think
excited
about
that.
We're going up.
We're going up. Yes, sir. So with that, some very exciting news. To celebrate our 100th episode, our new and improved merch store is officially live. We have a bunch of designs available. Our new, some classic Yay Basketball stuff, some references to the podcast, like Touch the Grass. Yeah. Our YouTube live shows, like Time to Be Proficient, and some signature catchphrases like Justin's My Man Timothy, and of course, Tell a Friend to Tell a Friend there by Trey.
There it is.
We got a whole lot of good stuff in there, so be sure to check that out. We did a limited release.
Look at that.
Morris
I
the
just
Tortoise.
remembered that.
There's a lot of good stuff. Steaks by
Steaks by
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah, we got hats.
Shout out Sarah.
We've got hats now, which I've been dying to get, but hats was the first priority for me. So stickers, hats, mugs, hoodies, and a quick note: we did a limited release last year, and there have been a lot of requests recently to reintroduce some new items, so we're listening to the people, and they are here. Also, if you got your hands on some of that limited release stuff, the first round draft pick merch back in August, you know that we really just wanted to make it as affordable as possible, but those items weren't necessarily the highest quality items, at least when it came to apparel. But this time around, all these shirts are premium tri-blend tees and hoodies, and we're really excited for you to get your hands on this stuff. So go check it out. Again, that's yaybasketball.com for some YB merch.
That's awesome.
Now, this is the Basketball Game Show after all. So before we dive into our our game of the day, Justin, can we get an update on our scoreboard and our picks from last week, please?
You can indeed, Michael. So, as it stands right now, Bob is in first place. Even though we all got our bets wrong. You had Jimmy Butler's over at 25.5. He had 21. Michael, you are in second place with 2,000 points.
Yes.
Anthony Davis, you had the over at 29.5. He had 24.
Bummer.
I had DeRozan over 25.5 versus the Raptors. He had 23. I have 1,000 points in third place. That leaves Trey in last place. He had SGA's under at 31.5, and SGA had 32.
Brutal.
That's, I mean, where we're at. You know?
I definitely saw that, bro.
Listen, the weekend's games were all good. Obviously, these were all play-in games, and then they were all pretty exciting for the most part. We saw some really good performances. Obviously, not from any of our people because it kind of came back to bite us in the butt. But I mean, overall, I really thought I was gonna take a commanding lead into this week, and I just didn't. And it really was kind of hurtful that I had to jump back down.
I would say that after this, that's after 3 weeks or 2 weeks?
2.
2. So after 2 weeks, it's fairly close, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that'll do it. And so this is a very special occasion today. I'm very excited to get to it. This is going to be a long one. This is going to be a fun one. And I'm looking forward to it as well as all these guys are as well. I believe, right?
Yeah.
Before I jump off of the picks and all that, be sure to hit the link in the description of this episode to join our Chalkboard group chat. It is a fun and
Free!
way to support the show.
Close, Trey.
Hit the
Almost
link.
there.
Hit the link in the description of this episode for that. Also, be sure to join us for Playback.tv watch parties. We've been doing these all throughout the playoffs. We've done 2 so far for the Lakers play-in game and the Lakers-Grizzlies game 1. We'll be doing some other series matchups as it gets a little bit more interesting. Those are a lot of fun. We just watch games with you, hang out, give commentary, chit-chat with chat back and forth. It's a lot of fun.
It's been fun, yeah.
As I mentioned, very special occasion today being our 100th episode. It's going to be long. It's going to be fun. So without any further ado, let's get started. Gentlemen, I took your phones before we began, and the reason for that is because today we will be playing a game that is very popular daytime TV trivia-based game show formerly hosted by Alex Trebek, which for legal reasons we will not be naming.
Oh, okay.
Understood?
Gotcha. Understood.
Okay, I think we all know what the game is. I took your phones before we get started. Gentlemen, this is the game.
Yay!
Here's your phone back.
Oh, thanks.
Bob, I think you have to unlock yours. This is Justin's if you'd hand that to him. Trey, I'll reach for you.
Thank you, Michael.
Oh,
Here
this is
we
awesome.
go.
Oh, I have
okay.
a buzzer.
So we have some categories here. Yes, question?
Do I need to keep score?
No.
Thank you.
Their score will be kept on the screen that you are looking at right there.
Looks like a
Trey,
loss.
Justin, and Bob. And your categories are teammates, YB Time Warp, Over Under, YB History, nicknames, and Bozo or Bucket. Quick note on over under and bozo or bucket. If it's an either or, no one else can buzz in. So whoever gets to go first, being the buzzer, is either right or wrong
I hear you.
because
Yeah.
the other person would just automatically get the points. Just so you know, there are a couple categories through rounds 1 and round 2, but for the most part, it's all open. And you buzz in with your phone as I gave you back. You got the button right there. First to buzz in. There's a 3-second timer post question being read, and that will be when you can buzz in. Yes.
Technological question. Say Trey hits the buzzer first, then I hit the buzzer second.
He gets
It
to go.
doesn't
He gets
tier
to
it?
go first. No,
Oh, okay.
Not
Then
that
it
I
would-
know of.
Then we'd have to rebuzz.
to be honest, I have
So
not.
what-
Yes, rebuzz. I have not tested with 3 people. It was just a little old me.
No worries.
Okay.
No worries. I was just
So
curious.
let's think of a number between 1 and infinity.
Oh, boyo. Give me
50,000.
50,000.
give me underrated one here. The number 1.
Can I have 100, please?
Exactly. Duh. Also, I do just want to know, I was going to let this gag run on for as long as I possibly could. Do you guys know that prior to today, the last 6 episodes that we've done, the number that I've chosen has been 91, and no one caught on.
It's been 91.
6 weeks in a row.
I have a lot going on.
Do
for
ya?
the show?
For sure.
And
All right. So Justin, it's your category. It's your question. What would you like to start with?
let's start. Let's start off strong with YB history for 50, please.
YB for 50. This clip of Bob's touching tribute to Suns guard Landry Shamet was featured in what Yay Basketball episode?
Dearly beloved, thank you all for gathering here today to celebrate the life and career of Wichita State alum and Kansas City native, Landry Michael Shamet. Glad this was mentioned. I'm sorry, this is so tough. It's just so difficult.
We gotta go.
He has ceased to be. Bereft of life, he rests in peace. He kicked the bucket, hopped the twig, bit the dust, snuffed it, breathed his last, and gone to meet
The great big
Basketball in the sky. All right, that'll do it. What episode did the Bob's touching tribute to Suns guard Landry Shamet? What episode was that featured in?
Already buzzed in.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
you
asking.
didn't say my name, so I didn't know if you were ready.
Did you get it right or wrong?
84.
That is correct.
Ooh,
That
good
is
job,
correct.
Justin.
That is correct. All right, Justin, your question.
I'll take nicknames for 10.
Nicknames for 10. The way this works is basketball reference nicknames. So I will list you at least one basketball nickname, basketball reference nicknames, and you will have that to go off of.
Okay.
All right. The truth, poopy pants. Bob gets buzzed in first. Bob.
This is a tough one. I'm going to go with number 34, Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce is correct.
Poopy pants is not a basketball reference.
You know what? You're right. Fair point.
You're right.
Still gets the points. Also, just so you guys know, I did not mention this beforehand. If you get it wrong, just like the show that's popular,
You lose 'em.
you lose the points that you
Okay.
that you do.
Gotcha.
So, okay, Bob, your question.
Hit me with YB Time Warp for 10.
YB Time Warp for 10. James Harden wins his only MVP. That's to Bob.
No, it's not. Sorry.
It is to Bob.
I know.
Nothing?
Nope, nothing.
Incorrect. For Justin.
2016.
No.
You know what? Let's take my shot. Let's do 2013.
That was way wrong. 2018 was the only year.
Wrong way.
I'm also realizing now that some of these I won't know if you're right or wrong. They're hidden, and I wrote these over the course of the last week, so we'll kind of have to just go with it as we go. All right, so nobody gets it right. Back to Trey, you'll get to choose the question this time.
Let's do YB history. You know what? No. Let's do Bozo or Bucket 25.
25. Charles Lately averaged 7 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 0.5 blocks per game in 5 seasons in the league. That's to Bob.
That is a bozo.
That is a bozo. That is correct. Okay, you're back to regular. Just so everybody knows, I would probably encourage you to check this out on YouTube if you're not watching. There's a visual aid for a scoreboard and all of that. But for now, it's back to Bob. What question would you like?
Let's ride the bozo or bucket for 50.
Bozo or bucket for 50. Paul Watson averaged 3.8 points and 1.9 rebounds per game in his 3 seasons in the league.
It's a bucket.
That is to Trey, and it is a bucket. Correct. Yes, well done.
Okay.
All right, Trey, your question.
Let's do teammates for 200.
Teammates for 200, going for the big one
Big
here.
ones.
Wow.
Okay, your question is Mike Conley, J.R. Smith to Justin.
Teammates.
That is incorrect. To Bob or Trey.
Wait,
What?
what?
You're not saying if they were teammates
You
or
have
not.
to tell the teammate. No. You're finding the correlation between the two.
Oh, so it's for me.
I guess I should have specified. I
For Mike-
apologize.
for
I thought, like, are they teammates or not teammates?
From Mike Conley and J.R. Smith.
Mm-hmm. Here's what we're going to do, Justin. We're going to bring you back up to 200. That way, because we're all even. Okay. Bob and Trey.
So we go
You're trying to find the correlation.
Yeah.
perfect.
Who connects the two?
I,
Man, that's tough. Oh, man.
If you can get it right now, Justin.
Marc Gasol.
That was
That was
going to be.
I think I know mine.
That might be one of them, but
I'm gonna
know
go
that
Paul,
it's incorrect.
Paul Millsap.
Okay.
Paul Millsap is also incorrect.
Yeah, I'm just not going to guess.
No guess. Okay, that brings us down to negative 160, negative 160.
So
and
you
Bob's
don't
at
have to guess.
Wait,
zero.
how am I? Oh, yeah.
You do
Because
not have
I
to
gave you the
guess.
200
opportunity.
points, 'cause 200
You don't
points.
have to guess,
Okay,
yes.
cool.
Just like the game that we will not mention, you
for
do
sure.
not have to guess. Okay, so
like
who
David
was the
Lee?
the answer was Allen Iverson.
Oh.
Yeah, Allen Iverson. Played in Denver, played in Memphis. You can be mad at me, but it's the
I'm
way
not.
it is.
I'm not mad at
Okay,
all.
all
You're
right.
mad at me.
Back
good.
to the beginning. That's to Justin.
Oh, to me, let's go with YB history for 25.
YB history for 25. This picture, displaying Michael, Kyle, and George sitting in a closet recording an early episode of Yay Basketball, was taken in what month of what year? To Bob.
January
Of what year?
2015.
20. Okay, nope.
No.
Bob or Trey and Justin? Anything?
Really took that
No,
shot.
thank you.
No.
Nothing for either of you. It was taken in December of 2019. Look at that picture. How crazy.
It's not
In the
long-
closet.
Not that long before I met you, by the way.
It was about a year and a half.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought I mentioned the year after. Like
It was almost. It was about
I
a year
bet
and
you
a
in
half.
2021,
Year and a
yeah,
half. Yeah. We are going to be talking about some more things along the show, so just bear with us. We're only 15 minutes in. This is going to be a fun boy. So no correct answer on that one. It'll go to Bob.
Which closet was that in, by the way?
Someone that I used to know's closet. Let's say that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Storage style closet. To Bob.
Awesome. How about YB Time Warp for 25?
YB Time Warp for 25. Iman Shumpert is drafted. You're looking for the year.
Oh, here it is.
That's to
Look,
Trey.
yeah.
Trey?
He was drafted in 2013.
That is incorrect. To Bob.
He was drafted in 2007.
That is incorrect. Justin, do you want to guess?
I'm going to leave it alone.
Leaves it alone. It was 2011. No points awarded. Standings as we stand now.
Yeah, it's not
Bob
looking
negative
good.
50. Justin negative 160. Trey negative 185.
Sheesh, I got to come back.
It
Should've
will
left that
be
200
to
point question.
Trey. Trey, what would you like?
Hit me with teammates 100.
Teammates for 100. Kobe Bryant, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh. I don't know.
Nobody buzzing in. Nobody buzzing
I
in.
don't know.
Nobody buzzing in. We will be skipping.
Yep.
And it was Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol. Yes, don't forget. Pau Gasol's last season in the
the
NBA. Played in Milwaukee.
That's
why it's the 100-point question. All
That's a
right.
good one.
Back to Justin. What would you like there, amigo?
Let's go with you know what? We haven't done one yet, so give me over under for 10.
Over under for 10. Total career blocks by Marc Gasol. 1,000.5. That's to Justin.
Under.
Under. I'd like to tell you if you're right or wrong first. Incorrect. That is over. And the answer was 1,254.
I thought it was
So
under,
no
too.
points awarded for that one. Okay.
A whole lot of blocks.
Thought it was
That
a
is a
trick.
lot of blocks, yeah. Okay, that moves on to Bob now.
Let's do nicknames for 25.
Just a reminder, this is Yay Basketball Reference. Yay Basketball. Basketball Reference nicknames
That's our
for
nicknames
which
for
one?
him.
25?
Yes.
25. Swish, the Henny God. That's to Justin.
Oh, that's J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith is correct. You're up to negative 145
Attaboy,
points.
Justin.
We'll get there.
Justin,
job.
it's yours.
Nicknames 50.
Nicknames for 50. Big Panda, Dr. Dre.
Oh.
To Justin.
Let's go with Andre Drummond.
That is incorrect.
I know,
To Trey.
DeAndre Ayton.
That is incorrect. Big Bob. Nothing?
No.
That is
today.
your boy, Justin. Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is the
Wow.
correct answer. Standings as it stands now, negative 50 for Bob, negative 195 for Trey, negative
Let's not talk
235
about it.
negative 195 for Justin, negative 235 for Trey. It'll be it'll be Trey's category.
Let's do
another-
teammates for 50.
Teammates for
There it is.
50. Kevin Durant, Richard Jefferson. To Justin.
Oh, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is correct. Good job.
Kyrie would be one too, wouldn't
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it wasn't this
Yep,
one.
it wasn't that one. Wait, when did... Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes,
Yep.
you are correct. Justin, your question.
Teammates 25.
Teammates for 25. Let's see. Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler. That's to Justin.
Scottie Pippen.
Incorrect.
Oh,
I think this is Hakeem Olajuwon.
That is correct, sir. Up to
But also
only
the other-
negative 25
it? Dude, I need to get some points.
to Bob.
Teammates for 10. Let's knock it out.
Teammates for 10. Let's knock out the category. Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. To Justin.
Shaquille O'Neal.
That is correct, sir. Well done. Justin, your category.
Let's go with YB history for 10.
YB history for 10. What was the original full name of Yay Basketball? That's to Justin first.
Yay Basketball, the basketball fantasy podcast. Oh.
I'm going to give it to you. You kind of
fantasy
flubbed it,
basketball.
but yes, the
It's the
fantasy
fantasy basketball
basketball. Yes,
podcast.
that is correct. Yes, the fantasy basketball podcast is correct. Justin, your category.
Oh, let's knock out the 10s. Bozo or bucket for 10.
Bozo or bucket for 10. Kevin Duckworth, 10 years in the NBA and a 2-time All-Star. Bob.
That's a certified Bucket.
That is correct, amigo. Bob, your question.
Let's do Bozo or Bucket for 100.
Bozo or bucket for 100. Brad Wright, 3.4 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game from 1986 to 1987. Justin.
Bozo.
That is incorrect. No points awarded. That was, in fact, a bucket. Real guy. All right. It'll be Trey to choose.
Let's do YB Time Warp for 200.
Just a reminder, you are looking for the year. YB Time Warp for 200. Kenny the Jet Smith retires from the NBA.
This on me.
It's on anybody that buzzes in first. Nobody buzzing in. That's to Bob. What's the year?
2005.
2005 is incorrect. Anybody else? To Justin.
2009.
That is incorrect. Anybody
You know what?
else?
I'm already down. Let's
Trey's
go
here.
2000.
2000, incorrect.
Oh,
The year
good
was
try.
1997. Standings as it.
That's bad.
I was thinking of like.
I thought I'd jump in there.
We'll
Hey,
wait.
I'm not
We'll wait
last.
towards the end. Okay, so standings right now: Bob negative 215, Justin Trey negative 435, and Justin negative 450.
Trey takes a commanding second place.
It does go back to Justin. Your question.
Nicknames 100.
Nicknames 100. The Human highlight film.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Is this for anybody?
That's to Bob.
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen. No. To Trey.
Oh,
Gerald Green?
That is incorrect. Justin, you want in on that?
I'm good, bro.
Out on that.
It's
It is one
Tracy
the
McGrady.
only. Nope, it is.
Vince Carter.
Dominic
Wilkins.
Wilkins.
It's the human
I have
highlight
no idea.
film and not real?
That's exactly why it is the film.
Not
Got to think of the
the-
time.
Human
Got to think of the timeline,
highlight
right? Yeah.
wow.
Alrighty. So we just went to Trey. Justin, yours.
Okay, over under 25.
Over under for 25. Teams Trevor Ariza has been on 12 and a half. To Justin. Under. Just a moment. I don't remember. Hang on 1 second. For 25. Under is correct.
Nice.
Yes, sir. It's not the same without
Coming back.
the. But I can't do that every time. That's a lot. Under. Good job.
Would've been a lot of
Yeah. Okay. Justin, your question.
over under 50.
Over under 450 seasons Greg Oden played in the NBA. Justin.
Over.
Over is
Incorrect.
incorrect. No points awarded. Sorry, Bob.
I know.
It was under 3 seasons is how long he played.
I really thought he hit
He
5.
was signed to, just for clarification's sake, he was signed to a team for 5 total seasons, but he was only played, which is why it was said played, for 3 years.
Gotcha.
Bob, your question.
Let's do over under for 200.
Over under for 200. Career minutes played by Marcus Camby, 25,000.5. To Justin, or to Bob,
Give me the over.
to going over. That is correct.
No, pulling it back within reason.
Yes.
Look at you. Bob's question, what are you having?
Great question, Michael, as always. I'm going to go with YB Time Warp for 50.
YB Time Warp 450. Will Chamberlain wins his only finals MVP. That's to Justin.
71.
Incorrect. To Bob.
68.
Incorrect. Trey, you want in on that?
Let's do it. 55.
Whoa.
No, here. Yeah.
No, I can't accept that. It was 1972. Justin, you were so close. Unfortunately, horseshoes, hand
They
grenades.
went to back and back.
Did you
Does
say
not
71?
not get close. Close does not count. It'll be to Trey to choose the question.
Let's do YB Time Warp 100.
YB Time Warp for 100. Charles Barkley is traded to the Phoenix Suns. Anybody's game. Trey.
Let's go 95.
1995 is incorrect. To Justin.
91.
91 is incorrect. Bob, you want in on that?
You might as well.
Yeah.
Bob?
96.
96 is incorrect. It was 1992. Justin, 2 in a row, off by a year. Bummer. The standings as it looks right now. Bob is in a huge lead. Negative 265 points. Justin pulling up the rear with 625, and then Trey negative 685 there. It'll be to Bob. 5 questions left. What are you having?
Let's do something. I'm going to be crazy with this.
Uh-oh.
Let's do it.
Nicknames 200.
Nicknames for 200. The Daily Double.
That's funny. Oh, wait. Is it?
It's not the Daily
Oh.
Double. It's not. That is the nickname
I got
of the
so
player.
excited.
That is the nickname of the player. Anybody in on that?
The Daily Double. Come on, let's just do it, guys. Here.
Go for it, Trey.
Trey's in on that.
Daily
What you got?
Double. Let's go, Kevin Love.
Kevin Love is incorrect. Anybody else? Daily Double.
Bob, you got it. You have such a lead.
No, nobody. Going once, going twice. Sold. It was Dwight Howard.
Oh, man.
Listed as the Daily Double on
Thought that was
basketballreference.com.
Also that.
He has lots of nicknames on Basketball Reference. All right, it'll be back to Justin.
Over under 100.
Over for 100. Career games played by Jamal Crawford, 1,300.5. Justin.
Under.
Under. I clicked on the wrong button just a moment.
It's okay.
You said under. That is
Under.
incorrect. No points awarded for that category. It was over 1,327. It'll be back to Trey for your question. 3 opportunities. YB history for 100, YB history for 200, or Bozo or Bucket for 200.
Let's go YB history for 200. Get the big one out.
YB history for 200?
Yes, sir.
Here we are. What was Michael doing when he came up with the idea for Yay Basketball?
This is G-rated answer, right?
Yes, I mean, yeah, it's the
don't-
truth. So
I don't know.
nothing.
No.
Nobody. Bob.
guess.
Bob.
You see, folks, Michael was sitting there on a random afternoon. No, I have no idea.
No idea. Incorrect. Trey.
I'm gonna guess you were Raven out in Tennessee talking to the fellas.
It's funny, but no. Incorrect.
Were you touching the
Do
grass?
I have
I
to
was
get the
not touching the grass.
like? Because
It's
honestly,
a, it's a
you were
very open. I thought it was a known thing. I know I put it at the hardest question in round 1. I get that, but it
Yeah.
is. I
feel
thought
like
it
you've
would be
talked
kind of
about
because
this.
like. To be fair, my answer is you were breathing.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
I'm not gonna
Okay,
answer
I
it.
was driving across the country in a U-Haul. I was moving
Oh.
from Los Angeles to here in Kansas City when I was listening to some podcasts and came up with the idea for Yay Basketball. That'll be back to Justin. 2 questions on the board. YB History 100 or Bozo or Bucket
YB
200?
History 100.
YB History 100. In episode 9, Michael created what Kyle called the Cold Take Remix. What song was the Cold Take Remix set to?
I don't remember.
Anybody want in on this?
So I went back and I listened to like 1 through 5, and then yeah,
You didn't listen
if
to
I would
1.
have hit to 9, well, no,
You-
1
9.
technically, but
Oh yeah, 9. I
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Nobody?
Random take.
Nobody?
Random
It
take.
is-
I'm just,
Trey?
I'm gonna guess Kendrick Lamar DNA.
No. This was after that. Yes, but no, it was not. The correct answer is "Win" by J Rock, which for
Win, win,
YouTube's
win,
sake,
win.
yes, we cannot play, but that is one of my favorite moments on the show. All right, Justin, your last question: Bozo or Bucket? Teo Yang played in only 4 games for the Toronto Raptors, averaging 6 minutes per game. To Justin.
Hail Mary for first place. Bozo.
Bozo is correct.
Yes!
You take
There you go.
you take a 60-point lead. Just so everybody knows, the standings now at the end of round 1 are Justin with negative 525 points, Bob with negative 665 points, and Trey, you're here, brother, 1,385 points negative.
Down here chilling.
All right, the winner is, of course, for round 1, it's Justin. Okay, now that we've got round 1 out of the way, before we posted this, we posted this on Instagram. We talked about this on the YouTube Live. So we're gonna do a little bit for the first time ever, a mailbag. We got a lot of great questions, so my apologies if we don't get to all of them. But thank you for your submissions. Ed asks, Justin, you once said the Jazz won't sniff the finals for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Who is more likely to win a championship first, the Jazz or the Wizards?
Oh, it's the Wizards. It's the Wizards by 1.5 miles. They've got 3 stars on their team as of right now, and the Jazz have a handful of hopeful draft picks. So
You really
Lightning-
you really think that they could win it first?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
before the Jazz, yes.
Oh, okay.
I
I
mean,
think the Jazz have a little more potential. Just younger team. Laurie Marketing kind of complements Kristaps.
I go back to the draft picks
Well-
things. It's a Sam Presti, it's a Danny Ainge thing. It's
Yeah.
like, do you really think Sam Presti is smarter than Danny Ainge when it comes to draft picks and like
Well, I don't-
drafting and lotteries and stuff? No, but what he does have is a ton of picks. So I don't know, man. I see the Jazz they'll be in the finals way before.
Lightning doesn't strike twice generally. It's a saying for a reason.
What lightning?
He's not gonna pull a Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown out of his behind again.
I don't think it was out of his behind. He made good draft picks.
Yeah, there's a bunch of draft picks that don't work out. That's my point.
Yeah.
Look at the process.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. All right. Nick asks, why don't you guys ever take MJ from the Wizards in your shorts? It's still MJ with his IQ, and he averaged 20 points per game. I'll take this one. Nick,
There it is.
you're right. It is still MJ with his IQ. But let me tell you something. Don't care. Let me tell you something else. Don't want him. Let me tell you something else. When we don't take him, questions like this are why those videos do well.
Yeah.
And he was like, what, like 50?
Bob Jorge asks, now that the playoffs are here, does anybody have a favorite playoff performance? We'll start with you, Bob.
Yeah. So performance. Oh man.
Anybody can go if you got one off the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
of your head.
If you guys think of one.
Mine right now, honestly, has to be Westbrook.
Oh,
Surprisingly.
when?
like,
From
like
when?
this year?
Oh, this year.
No,
oh,
no,
I
no,
thought we were
ever,
talking.
ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly,
After one
I
game
was,
in each
I was gonna
series.
say,
Yeah.
you're like, whoa. No, honestly, that LeBron block was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That
That game was good.
Maybe singular player performance instead of like
Yeah.
an overall game. Because I think I don't want to speak for everybody, but
flu
especially
game,
Bob, obviously.
flu game, Jordan.
2016 Game 7 is the best
Mm-hmm.
playoff or finals game I've ever seen. But playoff performance by a singular player. Anybody got a preference? I can go first if anybody wants.
I mean, like the Dame time moment's really awesome.
Oh yeah, which one?
What against Houston?
Lillard got it, or against Thunder.
That's in my opinion
Thunder?
the only real Dame time performance. But
Well, they're both that.
I mean, they're both over. The other one's overblown. But that one's really great. I will say the Giannis 50 piece is huge, just because it's in recent memory. So like I can go and it just goes bam. So that was really great.
Yeah.
Like the Giannis 50 piece was awesome.
For me, it's LeBron. 2012 Game
Okay.
6 in Boston. The meme that is now used
Yes.
anytime anybody's in like a demon mode kind of thing where they're looking down, that whole thing. He goes 15 for 15. So what you can do is if you can start from scratch and just log in with that code there, Trey. He 15 for 15 in the first half. Doesn't miss a shot until 2 minutes left in the third quarter. 45 points, 15 rebounds,
Yeah.
5 assists. Did not miss. It missed 3 shots and didn't play at all in the fourth quarter, and that was a blowout. If it wasn't a blowout, he probably would have got 60 plus. It's the most motivated I've ever seen a player play. You know, we talked about this before we started recording earlier. You talk a lot about this guy just wanted it more, and I think that all of them want it, but that guy, that day, that night, that game, wanted it more than anybody on the court and was willing to die for it.
Yeah.
He would have played every single minute of that game. He played all however many minutes until the fourth quarter started, and that was that.
You know what I will say?
What will you say?
The Rockets missing 20 plus threes in a row. Loved that. Because you don't see that every day.
Really?
Yeah.
You rooting for the Warriors in that one?
No, but like I just, you know what I mean? Yeah, love to
Wait.
see it.
Wait, which one are you guys
Like
talking
a
about?
favorite moment.
Because I'm actually like legit, like the only person I was ever afraid of as a Warriors dynasty to play against was James
LeBron
Harden.
James.
Was James Harden in Houston. Those games were stellar. Like just absolutely out of this
Yeah.
world. James Harden's the only person that's ever actually scared me.
Overblown
Until
as
Chris
a,
Paul
as a
got hurt.
playoff choker, but
Okay.
He's
Ed
like-
asks, Bob, would you rather hug Steve Kerr or Steph Curry? Got to give him a hug. Friendly episode 100 hug.
Damn good question.
Shocking that it's tough for you. Thought this would be an easy
I
one.
would have thought it
No,
was
this
instead.
is a really good one. I mean, look what you have in Steve Kerr, one of the just prolific individuals to ever exist. The man has a heart of gold, genuinely, and I love everything that he talks about in post-game interviews.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
you know, when it comes to Steph, it's like, man,
Steph.
it's Steph.
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
You'd rather hug Steph.
Okay, I'll hug Steph.
I mean, come
You
on,
talked me into it.
Steph Curry.
What's
Justin,
that face,
you're,
Justin?
you're like in. You're
I'm
puzzled.
just still stuck on like one of the most prolific people of all time is Steve Kerr. Gandhi, you know what I mean? Malcolm
Hey, he's
X,
right up
like,
there. He's right up there.
right up there with all.
Justin, if you could add any rule to the NBA, what would it be? That's the question.
Like we've talked about how I would really love to widen the NBA court to make all threes the same distance. I'll say this, with the recent injuries from the charging situation, I would like to flip-flop, get rid of that, make that always a blocking foul, and then bring back hand checking. I think that is a reasonable rule that could affect the game in both ways. So we're seeing less people injured, and we're also seeing better, defensive
Hand check?
plays. Yeah, bring back hand checking and get rid of
Oh yeah.
the charging situation. So, you know what I mean? Which you're going to get rid of some posters that way, but if you get players still playing the game, I guess that's more impactful. Players playing the game is more impactful than like meaningful, huge dunks.
For sure.
So,
Yeah, I mean, entertainment value. You want players to be able to dunk on somebody, but also you want them to be able to play the next game in the last, the last quarter of the game. Yeah, I
And
agree.
good defense is fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you think because athleticism has gotten to the point where it is now, the whole idea of the poster is kind of worn down? Like putting someone on a poster is now so normal
I think so.
that we've now adjusted
Because of the
defenses to work
charge,
around it.
kind of.
A little bit, yeah.
well, what I heard today, and I feel like was pretty poignant, was it started off with college players doing it, sliding in to get the charge, right? And we were like, great college players play it
Yep.
that way, whatever. And then Jason Kidd started perfecting that in the early 2000s in the NBA level. And so then more and more people just started doing that. And so that just the evolution of the game, people go, oh, I can get an advantage this way. I'm going to do that. And why wouldn't you? If you can take somebody, they get a foul, they don't get a bucket, right? I don't think anybody's trying to hurt anybody, but now we're seeing, okay, people are getting hurt and it's not. And now, are we having this discussion if 2 stars don't get hurt? No, not even a little bit are we having this discussion, but 2 stars went down this
Well, and it's
weekend,
not
so-
only that, though. It's the fact that Embiid nearly got hurt last time,
Yeah.
a week or so ago on a charge call, a potentially charge block kind of call.
But nobody's mad if Xavier Tillman gets hurt,
Yeah.
which is sad, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. John Anthony asks, hey, he asked a lot of questions that I left out for you, brother.
I read them all.
Oh, wait, I want to see him.
Justin, if you could, John Anthony asks, what player trait would you least want to have? There was some context there, but I'm going to leave the context out. What player trait would you least want to have?
Least want to have. I would. I'm not going to say that.
Like
I
Russell Westbrook's mid-range shooting, maybe, or three-point shooting, or something like that.
Draymond Green's composure.
Fair enough.
Okay, that's fine. Bobby, got a retort?
Yeah, I got a good one. Give me
I don't know.
Give me the entire Wizards front office IQ.
I
want to
like
be
that.
Ben Simmons' jump shot.
Oh yeah, that's pretty rough, honestly.
Yeah,
His
that's a good
layup.
one.
I saw this once, and it was like books that will never be written. Mental Toughness by Ben Simmons. But oh well.
Okay.
If I did it.
Ed
By Russell Westbrook.
Chris Webber's IQ calling timeouts when he doesn't have any.
Ed asks, Trey, do you think John Morant will ever be able to win an MVP given your preseason prediction and his recent off-court drama?
That's a good question. Honestly, it's going to take Ja Morant a few years, a lot of hooping, a lot of good basketball to come back from that, because when you're at that statue, when you're up there and everyone's watching you, you can't make mistakes like that. So he is down now. He has a lot to prove.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm not gonna take it out that he can't, but it's gonna be a few years.
I agree.
I had the thought too that he could have been like the next. So obviously the game is being injected with a bunch of foreign players, right?
Yes.
That he could have been the next greatest like American-born player.
yeah.
And then I remember Jason Tatum exists, and I was like, well,
wait a second.
sorry, Ja.
And they're both with Jordan too, so it's like
Yeah, and Tatum.
No,
it's not an offense to
no,
Ja.
Jaw's Nike.
Ja is Nike. Sorry.
But no offense to Ja, but Tatum is just so much better than right now, obviously. But
Dude, that MVP is going to write itself. It's going to be all narrative versus whatever. It's Ja returning. It's Ja whatever again. And we're going to have the same conversations of do you listen to narrative or do you listen to statistics?
I want to say this
That's
about
just the next one.
about the MVP thing. Everyone is so easy to write off narrative, and they're like, "Oh, narrative shouldn't matter. Narrative should." That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's because unless you're going, this player averaged more this directly, and you don't say another word, you're adding a narrative. You're creating a narrative. If you say best player, best team, that's a narrative. If you say this guy hasn't won one, that's a narrative. If you say this guy shouldn't win 3 in a row, that's a narrative. No matter what you do, it is a narrative award. We live also in a league that is narrative driven.
Yeah.
But it's outlandish that people are so easily dismissive of all of the storylines that go into what is a storyline-driven league. How many times do these fairy tale endings happen in the league where it's like Giannis is down 0-2 and then has the best game of his career in Game 6 to win it against the Suns, who were blowing them out, and all these factors, and he goes Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, and Finals MVP. Right? It's only been done 3 times. This storybook ending. That's what the league is. It is a story.
Yeah.
So the idea that it's like, oh, I'm not worried about the storyline. I'm only going to vote for this guy because of this. You're full of shit. All of the voters, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, I think, where we were like, what is the answer? Because I don't like the idea that it's 130 plus media reps or correspondents, whatever you want to call them, deciding these huge, major regular season awards. I don't think that that's fair or right. And I don't want it to be that anymore. I don't know if you can bring in a fan vote because then it's a popularity contest.
Yeah, no.
But I do like the idea of player vote having some weight because these guys are on the court with them. I guarantee you that SGA or Jalen Brunson has a different idea of who the MVP should be than you and me sitting right here.
Yeah,
because they're not going up against Joel Embiid for layups in the fourth quarter of a close game.
And I should think players shouldn't be able to vote for their teammates.
Exactly,
It should be
and that's what I
a
said.
rival team or something.
My only rebuttal to players voting is so many of those same players that would vote for MVP that were like, that'd be great, would tell us that Kobe's better than LeBron. Would tell us,
yeah, but
it's like that to me. That's
but they
goes
didn't.
kinda hand
They
in
didn't
hand.
play. Most of these guys that are going to be voting now and over the next, whenever it might change, wouldn't have played against those kinds of guys. And so now it's different because they're in the league right now.
Well, yeah, but the players that played with Kobe and LeBron say Kobe.
So you're saying, well, I think that if you're not allowed to vote for that's a different conversation. But that's also I grew up watching this guy as opposed to I grew up playing against this guy, and it's always going to be different. That's
Well,
a more
everybody's going to have a bias
nostalgic.
somewhere. Like
Yeah, everybody
everyone's going to have that.
Everyone has bias, but if, like Trey said, you would remove the general bias of this is my teammate, I can't vote for him, I'll only be able to vote so Jamal Murray can't vote for Nikola Jokic. He has to vote for either, and you also
Embiid
get
or Giannis.
you get a sheet with 4 guys on it, 5 guys on it. It's who do you think is the MVP?
Who gets to decide those 5 guys?
Well, I think it's understood though that it's
Sure.
those 3
Majority vote
Tatum
out
and
of
then
all the players.
far Tatum for 4, far Mitchell for 5. I think is the general consensus for the top 5 MVPs finishers this season, right?
I'd say best statistics for the year.
Well, but that's tough to measure because like what do we measure as MVP specifically? You know,
The best, I would say the best. I guess because it's the player that has the most impact on their team. But honestly,
Could we
guy
all
that's
apply?
filling-
Yeah, so narrative is everything. You're right. Because when we look back at MVP season, we look back on the years, when we look at who won MVP, that's what we remember from that season. We're like, oh, yeah, this is what happened that year because of this person. When we look back at something like Defensive Player of the Year for last year, Marcus Smart
yeah,
probably
come
wasn't
on.
the best defender.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not someone
Like
that...
a narrative thing's being played right now with Jokic and Embiid.
See, and that's... You have to consider it. You have to take it into consideration. But it's
Yeah.
like, at the end of the day, it's the most difficult thing to vote on. And this conversation has been the most difficult one to have over the last, 3 weeks or so.
It is.
So,
It's tough. It's like who? I want to say Embiid.
when we look back,
but Jokic.
what season do we want to remember? Do we want to remember the
Well, I
JoJo?
don't know that it should be that
Giannis,
straightforward. I think there's so much more that goes into it, than just what do we want to remember.
Not what we
I
want to
think
remember,
it's
but
more than the
predicting what
regular
we will
season.
remember.
I think it has to. I think you should vote for the MVP at the end of the year because
I agree.
I mean, yeah, the regular season counts to get you to the playoffs, but what matters is like playoff time. That's when like the players come. Jimmy Butler doesn't play till after till the end of the year.
That's true.
So
But
like
that's on him though.
I know, but like we're watching. What matters is who wins the championship. So like who gets their team to the finals, wins the finals, gets the MVP of the finals. I think that's the more valuable
we have that
player.
award.
The finals MVP is more valuable than the regular season MVP. In my eyes.
I also think though that
In my
now
eyes.
the introduction of a Western Conference MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, and Eastern Conference Finals MVP is going to kind of bring that down a little bit because, for example, last year, or sorry, in previous Warriors years, if the Western Conference MVP and Eastern Conference MVPs were active during Steph's prior 3 championships to last year, he would have probably won the Western Conference MVP, but definitely did not deserve Finals MVP in all of his Finals ring, in all of the championships that they won prior to last year. So it kind of levels it in a way that's like, who had the best playoff run? Because sometimes players get to the finals and then they stop. It's over. Not it's over, but they just don't have the same performances. And Steph is a perfect example of that.
Oh, well.
Okay. Will, with one more question. What was the inspiration for the podcast? What's the process like making an episode? And what's your favorite part of making the show? So
I'll take this one.
Yeah, go for it. So as I mentioned earlier, I was driving across the country in a U-Haul, moving from LA back to Kansas City, or to Kansas City, and I way back when, Yay Basketball was just a fantasy basketball league. And it was 8 guys, and George, who was one of the first hosts of the show, didn't even really care about the NBA. He was on his way to med school, and he had other things on his mind, and he didn't really care about the league. But in an effort to get him to care about it, I said, look, I'll even name the league Yay Basketball, woohoo! And in the first season of the league, in the first season of fantasy, ejections were worth +10. Triple doubles were worth +25. And then in the second season, I tried to add like some levity to it. So I said every minute played is worth -0.1 point. So it would like, if you play 60 minutes in a game, but you have 60 points, it would kind of bring it down. It was these all these outrageous rules, blah, blah, blah. So we all go our separate ways post-college time, and Kyle starts writing a weekly newsletter. And I wish I could get my hands on a newsletter. I looked for it, but I couldn't really grab one. If I talked to him,
What was it called?
I don't remember the name of the newsletter. It was probably just the Yay Basketball weekly newsletter or something like that. But he would write these weekly newsletters, and they were all best moves of the week. The did this dude just did this kind of stuff like that kind of things. And it was just kind of just flaming the other 7 guys in the league for having fun, and it was just a lot of fun, but it was solely him, right? And so I came up with the idea for the show, and you know what? I actually think that the best person to describe the original idea for this episode is me, way back in November of 2019, in a never-before-heard clip. This is the very first moment ever recorded on Yay Basketball. I present to you a clip from Yay Basketball, Episode 1. Okay.
All right.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Yay Basketball Fantasy Podcast.
Yes, hello. Commissioner here, George.
All right, taking the reins very quickly. So this is George. We started this. It was kind of just a delirious dream of mine because I was on a 28-hour drive and in the middle of it was thinking about fantasy, as you do, and thought that I was thinking back to the days of Kyle's weekly newsletters.
Oh, yeah.
And how it expanded the league a little bit more than just looking at numbers and looking at stats and chit-chatting about trades or whatever we might have been talking about stat lines at the time. And it looked like it expanded, and I thought, what would be an easier way to do that instead of having one person just like single-handedly like take over the expansion of it and making it more fun. So we started this kind of as that. We had a lot of technical difficulties, but we are here and we are ready. So that is the first moments ever recorded on Yay Basketball.
That was an exclusive.
And I will tell you that there was music. Our old intro music was behind that, but I cut it out because of the copyright. Bummer. I'll give anybody an extra 25 points if you know how I found the original intro song.
Online.
Yes, but how?
Ah! You typed in.
Facebook ad.
Nope. Trey, you got one? Nothing? It was a YouTube search for royalty-free basketball piano sound. was the thing.
There it is.
So that is that. Okay, folks, we're gonna take a quick break, and we will be back in just a moment. And we are back. Thank you so much for your patience. I realized it was a half a second for you guys, but it was a long time for us. So much I lost my glasses. They're back. Okay, on to round two. Justin was the leader at the end of that first one. Trey was in last. So Trey, your question, your categories are 5-second violation, players' paths. I will list the teams in order that this player has played in, and you will have to decide what the player is. YB history again, pregame signatures, some pregame rituals from players. And what dude just did this historical edition, and of course, name the mascot.
Yes! Here we go.
Very nice categories. Let's do players' paths for 25.
Players' paths for 25. Timberwolves, Celtics, Nets, Timberwolves. Anybody's guess to Bob?
KG.
KG
that's
is
his-
correct.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
yep. What teams they played for?
I thought it was like playoff opponents.
got that before
That's
me?
what I thought.
Yeah.
All good?
Bob, your question.
Let's do playoff pass for 50.
Playoff paths for 50. Hawks,
Players' path.
Celtics, 76ers, Thunder, Celtics. To Justin.
Al Horford.
Al Horford is correct.
Oh, spamming that MF and like button.
We'll say, is this button
All right.
working?
To Justin.
You know what? Let's ride with it. Players pass 100.
Players
good
pass for 100. Rockets, Suns, Lakers, Spurs. Anybody's question.
I don't know.
Trey.
Trevor Ariza?
Trevor Ariza is incorrect. Bob.
Robert Ory.
Robert Ory is correct. For 200 points. Well done.
Go.
Okay, Bob, your question.
Run it. Players paths 200.
200. Celtics, Mavericks, Kings, Bulls, Pelicans, Lakers, Hawks, Clippers, Lakers, Cavaliers. To Justin.
And it's Rondo.
That is correct.
Yes!
No way.
There you go.
Got it. Wow.
Justin, your
Nah,
question.
let's close it out.
Close the category. Cavs, Heat, Cavs, Lakers. To Justin.
LeBron!
LeBron is correct for 10 points. Well
Awesome.
done,
All
Justin.
right.
Killer category.
Your
Damn,
question.
I need to get one right
I
here.
hear you. I don't, because I got them all. Oh, let's go pregame signatures 10.
10. This player throws chalk in the air before every game. To Justin.
LeBron!
That is correct.
Here we go.
Justin, your question.
What dude just did this? 10.
What dude just did this for 10?
Historical
81
edition.
points. That's to Trey.
Kobe.
Kobe is
Yeah,
correct.
you looked at me, I was like, wait.
Sorry, I just didn't hear you. Kobe. Trey, your question.
WDJ, what is it? What
dude
dude
did
just did this? 25.
25. 34 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and 10 blocks to Trey.
David Robinson.
David Robinson is correct.
We on the board, boys.
Second round getting a
Dude,
little bit more.
we're all
I'm so
spamming
negative,
this
but-
buzz button.
Yeah. If you watch this show that we won't name, that's what they actually do. They're like, it's going crazy.
Because they all know the answers.
Yeah. Trey, your question.
What
wonder
dude
if
just
you
did this for 200?
200, going big. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 blocks, 0 steals, 0 of 0 field goal, 0 of 0 free throw, 0 of 0 3-point, 28 minutes played.
Oh, no.
I think I know this guy.
I know. I don't.
Buzz
but
in if you know it.
I don't know his name. off the top of my
Nobody?
head.
Nobody?
I'm going to kick myself when I know
Nobody?
it.
Time
I hear
up. It is Tony Snell.
Just
He
out
was
there?
just
I
out
remember
there,
that.
just out there running.
Greatest cardio he ever had.
it. Damn.
It'll be Bob's. On to Bob.
Give me what did you do this for 100?
For 100, 48 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, including 25 straight. Bob.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. It is, of course, the 48 special.
Should've
Bob, your
known.
question.
Let's do round it out. Give me the 50 for what dude just did this.
What dude just did this for 50? In November of 2010, this player recorded a 31.31 rebound game
nervous.
to Bob.
Oh, you got it?
Give me Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard is incorrect.
I got
To
it.
Trey.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love is correct.
Yeah.
Well done. Trey, your question.
Let's do 5-second violation for 25.
25. Just so that everybody knows, this is this is an open game. If you got it, you can buzz in. You do have time to think of it in this rare instance, the 5-second violation. To Trey, 5 seconds on the clock. Name 3 general managers.
For me, so I do have time.
No, incorrect.
Okay.
Justin and Bob want to think of it? Justin and Bob, you got time? That will do it. Well done.
Well done. Great job.
I was trying to think when I said that. Like,
Oh, man.
That's on to Justin.
So the 5-second violation starts with whoever does it.
now,
Yes.
I got you.
Yes.
Can I do YB history for 10?
YB history for 10. In Justin's first episode ever, he scored a first and only ever 0 out of 4 in what Yay basketball game? Justin.
Guess that player.
Yes, that player is correct. Episode 20.
Yeah.
Justin, your question.
Oh, pregame signatures 25.
Pregame signature 25. This player hit his head on the stanchion before every game. To Bob.
Kevin Garnett.
That is correct, Kevin Garnett.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what a stanchion was.
It took me a second.
Yeah.
I had to context clues that one.
Celtics guy, Bob.
Give me pregame SIGs, 50.
Pre-game SIGs for 50.
Pregame SIGs.
Oh, Robert.
Definitely an 80s.
This player did 3 pull-ups on the rim before every game. To Trey. He buzzed in 1st. Didn't know the answer.
Oh, I'm going to go Kobe Bryant.
Incorrect. To Justin.
Dwight Howard.
Incorrect. Bob, you want in on that? No, he does not. That is Dwayne Wade.
Wow.
Dwayne Wade.
Of
course you
That
did.
will be
I
to
could've guessed
Trey. To Trey.
I've seen it in
We'll
2K.
go pregame signatures for 100.
100. This player hugged the ball and whispered sweet nothings to it before every game. To Bob.
Is this also Kevin Garnett?
No.
I think I know.
To Trey.
My man, Timothy Duncan.
That is correct.
Oh!
There it is. You can see him there whispering,
Yes!
I love you. You're my best friend. Give me all the rebounds. Right?
He's talking to Justin.
Trey, your question.
Hey,
You're
was.
finally positive.
Let me file my taxes on time this year.
Pregame signatures for 200.
Pre-game signature 200. This player watches gorillas fight before every game. Trey.
This has got to be Patrick Beverly.
Incorrect. Right back negative you go.
Oh.
This is the one, the only Russell Westbrook.
Incorrect.
No, I have no idea.
Justin, you want in on that?
No.
It's Karl Anthony Towns.
I would have gotten it wrong.
Weird.
I edited that picture.
Kind of looks like a.
Did you?
Bro, it literally looks like he's in the pin with it. That's
I was gonna
crazy.
say it looks like he's like out there wrestling.
This will
Kinda
be
like
to
his
Bob.
body style.
Minnesota Zoo.
Bob's
All right.
question.
Name the mascot, 50.
Name the mascot for 50. Name that mascot. Anybody want it? Anybody want it, Bob?
Harry.
What?
Harry the Hawk.
Correct. That
Oh,
is Harry
wow.
the Hawk for 50 points. Bob, your question.
Name the mascot for 25.
Name the mascot for 25. Name that mascot. Anybody?
Nope.
Anybody want it?
Nope.
Nobody want it?
Nah, I'm good.
That is Clutch the Bear. Clutch the Bear.
Clutch is a good dude.
It'll be Justin.
YB history 25.
Might be history for 25. What was Bob's first episode as a guest on Yay Basketball?
The number?
Yep. Episode number.
Oh, you're gonna call on me?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I just like being called on.
I saw you.
I appreciate
I'm
that. I'm gonna go with 23. No.
23 is incorrect. Bob.
I think it was first ever guest episode 51.
No. Trey, you want that?
I know it's close though.
Man, I want to guess, but I don't.
Don't want to get it wrong?
Nah.
I get you. It was episode 31. 31. It'll be to Trey.
Let's do YB history 50.
YB history for 50. Let's save these last two for later on in the
Okay.
round. Sound
Okay.
good for
Okay.
everybody?
Sure.
In Trey's first episode as a guest, Michael performed the rare double f*** off. What was it about?
Oh,
Justin.
It was about. It was the 08 Celtics.
No. Trey.
it was the Bob Cousy.
No.
Oh.
Bob, you want in on that?
No.
He does not. It was the NBA's top
Oh.
75 list.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what Bob Cousy was.
Bob Cousy was way later. Episode
Oh, okay,
53
that's right.
was the Bob
We were talking
Cousy.
about
It'll be on to Bob now.
I will take name the mascot for 100.
Name the mascot for 100. Name that mascot.
Oh God! Wait, this is
ugly
the
mascot.
what was this stupid?
Buzz
ass-
in.
Michael, how did your baby picture get in here?
Haha.
I have no idea.
Nobody?
No.
That is King Cake Baby.
I can't believe that was a thing.
It was.
Holy!
It'll be to Justin. Justin's
Oh,
question.
go ahead. 5-second violation. 10.
Name 3 former Rockets players.
Oh,
To Trey.
Oh,
Sam Cassell,
Oh.
Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming, the best basketball
Yeah,
player
we'll,
ever.
we'll give you that. Well done.
He is
forgot
the
we
best
had to buzz in
basketball
for it. I
player.
thought I just had it. That's okay.
Nice. Trey, your question.
What did we just do?
5-second violation.
5 second for 50.
5 second for 50. Name 3 of DeAndre Jordan's former teammates to Justin.
LeBron James,
Oh.
Anthony Davis, and Chris Paul.
That is correct.
Cool.
Cool. Name the
Justin.
mascot for 10.
Name the mascot for 10. Name that mascot. Trey.
Buzz.
Incorrect. Justin or Bob, you want in on that?
No.
Nobody?
You thought it was that? didn't you?
I did.
No, I don't.
I actually had to give you this picture in particular because the front of his name is his name. It says it on his chest. Hugo the Hornet.
Cool name.
Yeah, it will be to Bob.
Mascots for 200.
Mascots for 200. Name that mascot.
Oh.
Nobody wants it.
It's,
Going once. Going twice. Sold. That's Hooper.
Hooper.
There he is.
Would never have gotten.
Hooper the horse, maybe, but it's just Hooper.
Hooper.
It'll be to Justin.
5-second violation. 100.
100. Name 3 of Trey's fun facts of the day. Trey.
Oh man. So we're gonna do.
Give 5 seconds. 5, 4.
All right.
You don't count with me. Incorrect. No, we can't give that to you. Bob.
He's given us fun fact of the day. He's given us the LeBron James stat, that Dwight Howard stat, and that Devin Booker stat.
No, we're not giving you that.
I was
Yeah.
thinking on my. I was thinking on my. What day is it?
I
Sorry.
didn't think so. All right. Yeah, the answer to that one was
Tell
tell
a
a friend to
friend,
tell a
tell a friend.
friend, which we have some merch, eabasketball.com. Okay, and it'll be to
There it is.
Trey. Let's go ahead and do 5-second violation for 200. Yes.
Let's do
Yep.
Name 3 of Justin's hot takes. To Justin.
Oh, let's go with Chris Paul's not a top 5 player ever in any season. The Wizards will make the playoffs, and shit.
You didn't even get your own. To Trey.
I could have made
The
him
Wizards
anything.
will never make a playoff. Manu Ginobili is not a valid player. Or was never a valid.
I can't give that to you. He's never said the Wizards would not make a playoff.
Yeah.
If anything, he's pro Wizards playoff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I said that
Yeah,
backwards.
it's
that
okay.
they would make the playoffs. So
All
my bad.
right.
No.
Spicy.
Okay, let's go with Justin. You want 100 YB history or 200 YB history?
Let's go 100 first. Might as well.
What was the first episode with Michael, Bob, Justin, and Trey as permanent hosts?
Me?
To Justin.
I would like to go with 68.
68 is incorrect. Bob or Trey?
Oh my gosh. I think it was somewhere around episode on the dot. You said 78?
He said 68.
68? 69.
No.
Oh.
Trey? You don't have to guess if you
So
don't
we're
want
on episode 100.
Math it.
We do about 4 a month.
it. Here we go.
Here we go.
It's math for you guys.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna guess Bob was a guest on episode 31. Let's say episode 52.
Damn
Close,
good
my
guess.
friend. That is incorrect. It is episode 60. Guess that player, Bob, was the first one where everyone was announced as a
yeah.
permanent host of the show. It will be Bob, and the only category left, anybody can get buzzed in, of course. And this one, we'll have to do a little bit of this because this one leads to former EA Basketball co-host, former EA Basketball co-host Kyle Charles.
Yay, Kyle!
Yay basketball. Congrats on 100 episodes. I'm very honored that I got to be a part of it. So it's got me feeling a little nostalgic, so I figured I'd throw it all the way back to we got to be a little more loose with it on the pod before we had an audience, and we played a little recurring segment called F Off in honor of Logan Roy. So since we lost Logan last week, I wanted this question to be, Michael had the very first F Off segment on a public episode of this podcast about this former NBA GM.
Bob, what do you got?
Former GM and player. Is that what he said?
No, he just said former
For
GM.
GM?
What do you got?
Man. All right. Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge is incorrect. Trey?
Was it Bob Cousy?
Incorrect. Justin,
I
you
don't
went
have-
in on that?
No, I'm gonna save the points.
Nothing. It was Neil Olshey.
That was a deep cut.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
That was a deep cut. That's why it was a 200.
Jeez.
Great question by
Big
Kyle.
negative.
Kyle, thank you for submitting that. Okay,
Thank you, Kyle.
now this, of course, is the basketball game show after all. So before we get to our final question of the day, let's talk playoffs for a moment, shall we?
Playoffs.
Bob, what was your biggest takeaway from round one, game one of all this joyous game ones that we had?
The Heat have a shot.
The Heat have a shot.
That's
Heard.
my biggest takeaway. I think, the Celtics, a lot of talk was, wow, we don't want to see the Heat. And I think the Bucks are now seeing that. The whole idea of mismatches and not wanting to actually have a Jimmy Butler clutch situation in the Heat in the playoffs, and Bam Adebayo being healthy. Kyle Lowry can drop 30 points in a playoff game if he wants to. It's a little scary. And I think the Bucks should be worried if Giannis stays injured. So that was my biggest takeaway. And also, last one, the Knicks. Knicks in 3. Josh Hart's the man.
Wow.
I love it.
Wow. Justin, what you got?
Well, Atlanta looks like they're gonna drown.
Yeah, they're going to
And that's crazy. And surprisingly, the Knicks. I know I said they couldn't win a playoff game, and here they did. I will say this: my biggest takeaway is Kawhi Leonard really can play basketball.
dude.
He's a basketball
38
player.
points.
He does play basketball.
He basically damn near single-handedly beat the Suns.
Russ did
and
some
Russ
stuff,
played.
man.
Russ played
3 of
great.
19. That's the most Russ game ever. 3 of 19. Biggest plays when it matters.
Biggest plays when it matters.
Trade Paul George.
Sure, but
Okay,
listen,
weird.
a Paul George-less Clippers team just beat a fully healthy Phoenix Suns team.
Yeah. What did I say was my big nerve?
So my thing is, how good are they going to be when they get Paul George back?
So
That is kind of scary to me,
It's addition by subtraction, I think.
potentially.
Ooh, I disagree with that.
But
man.
that looks phenomenal out there. That's my biggest takeaway, other than Kings in 4.
Kings in 4. Come on,
Kings
man.
in 4.
That was the Warriors were leading that game for like 44 minutes.
Sure.
And you say
I wanna
Kings in
say-
4?
Yeah, I want to
Kings in
say
4.
Kings in 4.
And
no.
Steph almost won off a one-footed floating
Well, he
three-point.
would've
would've
potentially
tied
tied
it.
it.
Sent
If
to
Malik
OT.
Monk,
also-
if Malik Monk didn't have that
Hey,
fundraising
hey,
of
real
the
quick.
game,
Yeah,
it
Malik,
would've been
he's
different.
not good at
31
those.
points?
Yeah.
I think that first of all, I think that Steph could have got a better shot off because it's Steph. And the one-footed, one-handed floater thing, he was wide open with like 1.1 seconds to go. He could have got a better shot off. That was a shot he took. Oh well, we live with that. At some point, we got to start calling the Warriors for these illegal screens. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
We've been seeing it for the entirety of the dynasty, but on what was it, Saturday? It was egregious. Clay and Dre had like 4 non-call moving screens that got Steph open for threes, or vice versa, Clay open for threes. And that is, I'm not saying that's what the dynasty is built on, but if they're gonna continue to get away with this, I don't know that the Kings stand a chance. It was frustrating to watch. And I'm not some basketball purist who's like, no, you can't move the screen. Like, I'm all for the 3-point shot as much as anybody else. But you got to abide by the rules, and you can't block out 2 guys literally like forearms crossed like you're a lineman.
Yeah,
This has been
A topic of
reoccurring
discussion in the
all
same way
year.
that this has also been a topic of discussion in the same way that drawing charges has been recently now,
Yes.
because it's been notable now that the playoffs are happening. And I think that fans as a whole are kind of sick of watching certain things happen that are so avoidable.
Yeah.
Like an immovable screen, like a moving screen, or a charge that doesn't need to be a charge and somebody gets injured.
It is a weird, I guess, maybe a catch-22 for obviously the refs who go, well, if we don't call something, people are going to get mad. If we call something, people are going to get mad. But I would say this, I would always try for them to err on calling what the rules say.
Yeah.
Even if we hate it at the end of the day, like don't make that call in that spot. If it's the right call to make, I would go, okay, I would rather you make the right call than not make and miss the call.
So you're
we'd
pro ref.
I'm pro the rules of basketball.
I'm pro player.
Sure.
But yeah, you got to follow the rules.
Yeah.
If there's rules, you got to follow them.
You know what I mean? But it's crazy. I will say my other takeaway, the Nuggets looked good, and Jokic didn't have to go crazy.
Bro, Christian Brown.
He's good.
Who got up in his face? Who was it? It was Kyle Anderson. Yeah. Tough guy Kyle Anderson gets up in rookie Christian Brown's face, and Christian Brown just like walks away almost. Like he just kind of shrugs him off on his shoulder, and like Kyle Anderson just goes to the ground. It's like,
Get your creepy hairline
and Christian
off.
just like walks away.
He just
He's
like
whatever.
threw him on the ground.
Big
like,
takeaway.
all right.
What you got, Trey?
My biggest takeaway is I'm gonna backpack off Justin's comment is the Clippers, man. They're the deepest team in the playoffs right now, I would say. Their bench outscored the Suns 34-10. Huge part was Norman Powell and Terrence Mann combining for 24. During the regular season, their bench was ranked number 1 in offensive rating, 3-point percentage, and 3rd in scoring average and field goals made, and they were 4th in assists. So that team is dangerous, and like they could upset the Suns.
Yeah, to your point, I think the Clippers' entire bench was a plus.
Yeah, I was gonna say
In
it
that
wasn't
game?
just Kawhi.
And outside of Kawhi, all the starters were in box, obviously plus minus. Like that's kind of crazy.
What did I say? You know, I think the Suns in 6. But the thing that made me nervous is when that first time out comes because the Suns don't have the depth, and that's what happened. I mean, Russell Westbrook had like I said, vintage Russell Westbrook game, signature Russell Westbrook, 3 of 19, comes up with the biggest block, biggest moment of the game. Potentially was a foul, but it wasn't called, so we won't acknowledge it as such.
Still a great play overall.
It was a great one fluid motion block, literally mid-air, sees Devin Booker complaining about the foul already, throws the ball back in bounds off Devin Booker's.
Definitely looked like a foul.
Big,
awesome.
big,
Definitely looked
big
like
moment for Russell Westbrook. My biggest takeaway off of round 1, game 1s would be that if that is what a LeBron James feel-out game looks like, where they go from a 1-possession game with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock to winning by 16. The Lakers are going to the finals because I don't think we're going to get a game like that from Austin Reeves every time. We're not going to get a game like that from Rui Hachimura every time. But
You'll get
LeBron
Anthony
and
Davis.
AD, LeBron and AD had not bad games, but like not playoff level games from either of them. LeBron is known for these game 1 playoff games and game 1 series like feel out games, and they still do that in the last 90 seconds. And especially if it's Ja being gone, you know, this team has been good without Ja. You know, we were like, oh, they're gonna collapse without him. Well, they're doing okay. They've done okay historically in the last year and a half without him, but not against the Lakers team. I feel confident about my pick now. Okay, gentlemen, are you ready to get to our last question of the day?
Yes, sir.
All right.
we back on here again?
Were you able to keep track of our? Here's our update on the points.
No, I got him.
You got it on this one. Awesome.
Real quick, you
answer?
want to know what's crazy?
I would like to know.
LeBron, when he won the MVP in 2008, or actually 2012, 2013, he averaged 26, 8, and 7. He averaged 28, 8, and 6 this year.
That's
It's
the
like,
inflation.
and
of
it's
the
like
league
we've
right now.
gotten so used to that
Yeah.
it's like it's just normal.
Inflation of the league. Spot on.
Something like 50 players averaged over 20, 25. So like
Inflation.
Yeah. Okay, all right, everybody.
Everybody's feeling it.
This will be our final question of the day. In the game that we
we're not.
paying. No, it won't be a final round. But in the game that we are paying homage to today, the Alex Trebek hosted daytime game show that we won't acknowledge the name of. You can gamble your points, but you're all negative.
Well, I mean,
Are you positive?
not on the month.
Not on the month. So that's what I was going to say. If you would like, you may gamble your
Trey's negative a
current
lot.
standing points. Negative a lot, Trey is, he says. Regardless, let's just say
I like it.
you have your points to gamble with. Would you just give us a quick update on what everybody has
Outside of
points
you?
wise, outside of me, because I'm
lost
a net
anything.
0 today.
Bob has 1,460.
Okay,
I have 380.
heard.
Let's hear
And Trey has negative 2,225.
Okay, so Trey,
God.
for today's sake, I will allow you to gamble up to that 225.
Okay.
Heard. With our final question, the original co-host of Yay Basketball, George Savides.
Yay, George.
Dear Michael and the other hosts of Yay Basketball, Trey, Justin, and Bob. Thanks for letting me do a late submission and knowing that I appreciate and love every single one of the episodes, both as a basketball nerd and as a former host of the show. My trivia question is this. We all know that the Sacramento Kings just broke up a 16-year drought to get to the playoffs. What other 3 teams hold the next 3 longest droughts in NBA history? Thanks, guys. And P.S. I just want to say to Justin, please work on your takes, man. You are being very aggressive all the time on the pod, and I'm constantly screaming at my phone at your takes.
I'm
All
dead.
right, there's your message from
Love you, George.
From George. Here is, there it is. Just so you know, we will be looking for
I
the
need to-
3 teams.
I can't, or I'll raise my hand.
So here's what I'd like you
Are
to
we still
do.
trying? We're not buzzing in, are we?
On the rundown,
Yep.
the document that we all probably have pulled up.
Yep.
Go ahead and just put your name, type your answer, and just out of respect for one another, don't look at the other person's answer. This will be the final question of the day. We're looking for the 3 longest, after the Kings, which had 16 years of a playoff drought, the 3 longest playoff droughts in NBA history. And here's a hint from George. They are all Western Conference teams.
Perfect.
Wait, like, are they, real quick, they're the current droughts, right?
No.
No, these are just.
No, all time. The all-time droughts.
Oh.
Thanks, George. Love you.
Mm-hmm. Do love you. Do love you.
Got some thinking going on. Got some typing going on.
I got mine.
Trey's got his.
I had 15. No, I had. Sorry, I got it.
It's
You know,
not
points.
them.
12, 16.
I'm going to give you about another 15 seconds to come up with an answer.
That teams here.
Don't look up anything, Trey.
No, just teams. No, I'm just looking up Western Conference
Okay.
teams. He said, "Don't look up anything."
Yeah, last week I was like, what are you looking at? And you just ignored me.
I'm just like, what you looking at over there?
So since mine, I cannot edit on my phone, I went ahead and did it separately.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Oh no. Am I done? Or can I?
Let's go ahead and get final answers in. Okay. I've got Trey's final answer,
Mine's really far.
and
low.
I've got Justin's final answer.
Okay.
Okay. So for Bob, you've got just a moment. You've got Pelicans, Suns, and Warriors.
That's like not a bad one.
Justin, you have Jazz, Pelicans, Timberwolves, and Trey, you have Jazz, Blazers, Pelicans. What we did not establish before was how many points you'd like to bet. Before you know who's correct and who's incorrect, Bob, how many points do you want to bet?
200.
200.
100.
100. Trey, I'll allow you to get back to even.
Might as well.
You'd need to.
Just go all out.
Yeah.
But like, what else are you gonna do?
Because, I mean, if not, you're pretty much you're sealing yourself
Yeah, all
for a
in.
punishment.
You're in the
Yeah.
coffin if you don't.
all
Yeah.
in.
All in on the.
If you get it right, you are back to 0.
Let's go.
And my friend, that was a good move.
Let's go.
Trey!
You got,
Beautiful.
You
Go.
got 2 out of the 3 correct.
Oh.
Uh,
I think I got all 3 of them. I was like, all right, cool.
Pelicans.
Nobody got Oh, actually,
Uh-oh.
sorry, I was on the wrong spot on the page here.
No.
Justin wins.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. The correct answer is Clippers with 15, which nobody had.
I had Clippers first too.
Wolves with 13, and the
I don't have the Clippers.
you don't have the Clippers.
I
You
had
have
the I had the Clippers
Jazz,
first.
Pelicans, Timberwolves.
I had the Clippers first, and I took them off. I had the Jazz, Clippers,
Pelicans.
or
Okay,
Trailblazers.
the Pelicans are not on here. It's Clippers, Wolves, Warriors. At this rate, did anybody have
man.
it? Justin had the Wolves.
I got the dubs.
I had
You
the
got the
Clippers, but I
Dubs.
took them off.
The Wolves were 13, so Justin will go. Justin gets it. Bob, no points. Trey, no points. I'm sorry, you're going to be
Dang
negative
it.
2,200 for the month. Okay.
I'm digging out of this game.
Holy moly. What an
I
episode.
request the highest of 5.
The highest of fives.
Now, gentlemen, this is
hell
I'm gonna go ahead and cover this to celebrate our 100th episode. We will be enjoying some what do we want to call it?
Bubbles.
Adult bubblies. Let's just go with that. Let's go with adult apple cider. How about that?
The dirty bubble.
Yeah, and we're gonna be.
Man
I'll
Ray.
pour some of this and I'll pass it around. Here's some to you, Bob.
Give it to Justin.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want all the bubbles.
Yeah,
It goes
I
back.
want
down.
more
Don't worry.
liquid.
yeah, it'll come back down. Just relax for 30 seconds, perhaps.
It's just a toast. We'll pound this after.
Hell yeah.
Here you go, Bob.
Thank you, sir.
Can I get a what? Hell yeah.
Now, before we dive into props to you, we're just gonna enjoy this
Yeah.
for a moment because we deserve it.
Gentlemen, can I just say
Trey, I'm gonna reach to you, brother.
I'm
Thank you,
gonna
sir.
I'm gonna throw a quick Bob's Buckets out here. It's a special. It's a thank you. I want to say
for Bob's Buckets.
Is it still Christmas? Oh no, it's not. Okay. This goes out to the biggest shout outs and the biggest thank yous to our supporters directly, our family. You know, Michael, I know your mom always is listening. Thank you so much. We love you. You're awesome. Trey, I know Jordan's listening. She is instrumental in a lot that we do, not only with the artwork that she's provided and the food and letting you be available. So thank you to her.
Shout out to Jordan.
Shout out to Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan.
Justin, shout out to Kelsey.
Thank you.
Seriously, I mean, you and the new puppy as well. The fact that you guys get to be here, hang out, and we get to do this is awesome. And finally, thank you, Sarah. I love you.
Steaks
by
by.
Sarah.
Steaks by Sarah.
Yes,
That's a
everybody.
bucket.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone. I realize today was not the typical Yay Basketball episode, but 100 episodes is. I don't want to sound pretentious or anything, but 100 episodes is rare for a small podcast like ours, a small show like ours. 99.2% of all podcasts on a public platform do not have 100 episodes. So to make it to 100 episodes is an accomplishment, and I am very proud of us for getting there. So it was special. It was different. You know, we were gonna go a lot of different ways with it on today's show, and ultimately settled on this kind of format. And I'm glad that we did. You know, we had a lot of technical difficulties along the way, with which. If you've been following along the show, you know those aren't rare. We do record live. Yeah, we will do it live. So thank you so much for listening. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, especially on this one. Press that like button. If you enjoyed today's episode, just go ahead and press the like. We do appreciate it. Subscribe, rate 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever platform that you're listening on. It does help us so much. And follow us at @Yay_basketball on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. There it is. And I almost had a seizure. Just a reminder, we are recording live from the A studio.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
And don't forget to go to yaybasketball.com. Grab yourself some merch, whether it's the Touch the Grass merch, the In My Head merch for my man Timothy Duncan, the Tell a Friend to Tell a Friend merch. Right. You know, we got a lot of stuff. Grab a mug, a sticker, a hoodie, a T-shirt. You know, long sleeve tees. We got a lot of stuff on there. Yeah, we're hats. Yep, new hats available. Grab one of those and support the show. It will be much appreciated. Bob, what you got for the people?
You know, I gave a shout out to the people that support us, but we are nothing without Michael. Thank you, sir. Cheers to you, my friend.
I do appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Justin, what you got?
Cheers. I got props.
Oh, yeah, we didn't really talk about that. Let's do it.
All right. Today's typical match and another exciting We kind of went over the points. Michael, you are in first right now with 2,000 points, and you have got LeBron James over 27.5 versus the Grizzlies. How many would you like to bet on that?
What's Bob?
1460.
I'll bet 400 on LeBron's over.
400 on LeBron's over. Bob, you are in second place with 1,460 points. Kyle Lowry's over at 9.5 versus the Bucks.
Brother, 1460. Put it all on the line.
Put it all on the line. I am in third place with 480 points. I've got Kawhi Leonard's over at 28.5 versus the Suns. I'm going to put all of those big ones on there to try and catch up. And Trey, I'm going to allow you to bet a whole whopping to get you back to zero because you've got Tatum's over at 28.5 versus the Hawks. I'm assuming you're going to go ahead and put 2,225 points to get you back to zero on it.
Fun fact of the day, I am.
Bonus fact.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you for the props. Thank you for reminding me, Justin.
course.
As you can imagine, things have been all over the place today. Trey, what you got for the people?
So it's National Cheese Ball Day, so I'm going to be the cheese ball. I am. And toast to you guys, because thanks for allowing me to be a part of a good team. It was the episode, what, that we all joined?
60.
60.
So we've done 40 episodes together. I've grown out of my shell. This isn't something that I'm used to. So, yeah, thank you guys. I love talking basketball. Tell a friend and tell a friend about the merch.
And then go
about
buy a
podcast.
tell a friend
And
and
then
tell a
actually
friend
buy it.
Yeah,
t-shirt.
and actually buy it and post. I'll reshare it.
Yeah. So Bob, you mentioned some names that I will also echo. I want to take a moment to thank everybody who supported us along the way. I want to thank this amazing community we've built over the last couple of years. Cactus, John Anthony, Jorge, Will, Ed, D, Sam, Felipe, every last one of you who has joined us each and every week for our YouTube lives, podcasts, shorts, all of that. I want to thank my mother, like you mentioned, for listening to each and every episode of the show, despite having little knowledge or interest in the NBA. Without her, there would be no Yay Basketball. You also mentioned these names, Sarah, Kelsey, and Jordan, for letting me steal your partners for a few hours a week. Thank you so much. And most importantly, to me, Kyle, George, Bob, Justin, and Trey. I could not do this show without you. I literally could not. I want to thank each of you for coming on this crazy ride with me. And thank you for trusting me to do it. It's been so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I cannot wait to see what the next 100 episodes have in store for us. Cheers to you, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers to you guys listening at home. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. 100 episodes. It's been a ride. And the craziest part is we're just getting started. We love you so much. Never forget it. Thank you. Don't forget, more than anything, say it with me.